What's up, guys? I'm super excited to share with you that we've just bought our very first brand new material handler since we've been in business for 10 years. Actually, this is our first brand new machine. We bought plenty of machines over the past 10 years, but we've always bought used. And you guys might be thinking that we just spent around $1 million on this machine and this grapple, but I got this machine in a pretty unorthodox way. I actually picked it up at auction, although it's brand new. So if you've seen some of the short videos, then you know I've already explained a little bit about this, but essentially a equipment dealer from the East Coast had gone out of business and they ended up liquidating their entire inventory, and they had 3 of these machines, and we were fortunate enough to pick up the biggest one, which is this Fuchs 370. The best part is the local dealer near us here in Charlotte, North Carolina hooked us up with Fuchs directly, and we got a full factory warranty because this machine was never sold to a consumer. Anyways, let's take a closer look at it, and then we're going to fire it up and move some material around. We're in a little bit of a cramped area over here in the yard. We've had it parked out of the way, and we're actually up on the non-ferrous side of the yard, but this machine will ultimately be down on the ferrous side. It's more than likely going to be in a position where it'll feed our shear because this machine is way bigger than any other machine we have, and it has a longer reach. This machine weighs somewhere around 120,000 pounds, and our heaviest machine at the moment is somewhere around 90,000 pounds. In my short videos, a lot of guys were commenting, asking about the tires and why they were slick, and that's basically just what these come with. Typically speaking, these larger machines are going to feed things like big shredders, and they're going to sit on a concrete pad to do that. So you're not doing a whole lot of off-road driving, and luckily pretty much our entire yard is concrete or asphalt, so that's not an issue for us. It's probably hard to tell in the video how big this machine actually is, but basically from the ground up to this structure is right at about 6 feet tall, and the tires themselves I think are 59 or 60 inches tall. So it is a pretty large machine. Unfortunately, it is snowing today, which is pretty uncommon here in North Carolina, but it is supposed to stop in the next 20 minutes or so. So I don't think it's going to get much worse than this, but I do need to be careful up here and make sure I don't slip. It's also hard to tell with the snow, but like I said, this machine's brand new, so all of this stuff is in pristine condition. And I've already done my daily sort of pre-checks today, but normally we check the engine oil and all that good stuff. It's got a Deutz diesel engine, and the hydraulic pumps are down there. Everything again is in great shape. I'm so used to looking at used machines and looking for leaks and loose components and broken components and everything else, so it's a little bit odd for me to look at something brand new. I almost forgot to touch on the grapple. We went with a Rotobeck brand. We have a Cinnabogan machine that's a 2012 model, and it has a Rotobeck, and the guys here on the yard love this brand grapple over the other ones we have, so we decided to stick with that. This one is a little bit bigger than what we have on that machine. This is a 1 1/4 yard, which actually is a little bit debatably small for this size machine, but since we're not using it to feed a shredder or anything along those lines, we're still going to be picking through material with it. We didn't want to get something that was too large and would be more bulky or more of a challenge than something about this size. So this is going to be perfect for us. So I'm standing at the edge of the cab, and you can see this still has the plastic on the seat, and it's extremely nice in here. We do have a cardboard piece in here at the moment for our dirty boots, but eventually that's gonna have to go. I would like to find a floor mat or something to take care of that. This thing has a radio. It's got dual display screens in here. This bottom one controls all of your functions and everything along those lines, and this top one has your rear view and your side view camera. So if you're used to operating an excavator or a material handler, you know you have great visibility in front of you and to the left of you, but not great visibility to the right because of the boom, and so that camera really helps the operator keep track of what's going on around him. Then down here on the ground we have our brake pedal and parking brake, and then we have the gas pedal or the throttle pedal for when you're in forward and reverse. So once you turn the key on, your lights and your displays will boot up. You can see the cameras here. This one on this side is the rear view, so you can see this gentleman over here working on our aluminum bales and that customer's truck driving across the yard. And then this is our side view, which is all of those stacked up aluminum bales rather, that we just walked around. So here's the display and controls for the machine. You can see right now I've got an oil alarm, a battery alarm, those sorts of things, because the machine's not running. And then it actually has a push to start button. So I'll press that button and the machine will fire up. Now it's extremely cold out today, so I'm gonna let the machine warm up for a few minutes before I start to use it. And while I'm doing that, I wanna show you guys the trailer that this beast came in on. Well guys, that's pretty much going to be it for today. Slow and steady wins the race on learning a new machine like this. That's why I'm not very articulate or precise with it yet, but the more time I actually run it, the better I'll get. Also, I'm not going to be running this machine every day. One of the guys is, but whenever we get something new, I always of course like to run it for a little while. That way I know the ins and the outs. I can give them some pointers, run over the whole machine with them. I've already read the manual for this one, the operator's manual, and they'll do the same, and then we can talk about it together and make sure they know how all the functions work and all those sorts of things. But anyways, I'll probably make some more videos in the coming weeks of us actually using this thing, maybe unloading some trucks, stacking material up, things of that nature. But as always, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.